A place we're not allowed to reveal in Hollywood. It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No. I am your host. Write down our telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. My email is a laugh riot. I mean, if you could read my email for a day, the letters that come into Tom at blowmeuptom.com. I mean, how long have I been doing this show? Over 13 years. Here in L.A., it's been on for 10 years this month. 10 years on the same radio station. I didn't get your card, by the way. Like anybody would know a physical address where to send a card, because we're at an unknown location. They're probably at the dead letter office in Hollywood. That's where they are. That's where all my cards ended up. Happy 10th anniversary. But I've been doing this show for a long time, and I've been telling you idiots, you know, what to do, what not to do. And you all, when you talk to me, you all claim you hear me, you feel me. I'm the professor. I'm the king. I've changed your life, blah, blah, blah. Then I get an email like this one from someone who is clearly a listener. Clearly a listener. And I don't know, like, what, is he not hearing what I'm saying? Is he intentionally ignoring me? Does he think he knows more than I do? Maybe he does. But he obviously doesn't. I mean, see if you can count the mistakes this guy has made. I'll read you his email and see if you can count how many mistakes he made. By the way, I'm not counting the grammatical errors I'm about to read to you. I'm reading this verbatim, so don't blame me for the grammar. Here we go. Tom, comma, this is all one sentence. Tom, comma, I am in a situation that you would despise of. Yes, that's according to Bobby, the letter writer. Puts a preposition after the word despise at the end of a sentence. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby says, I am currently living with my girlfriend. Strike one. And pay most of the bills. Strike two. I drive her car. And sometimes make the payment on it. Are you counting? Good. My father, that's in caps, so I don't know if his father is the Pope or a priest. Not really sure. My father, Pope Benedict, His Eminence, had turned me on to you, and I have always enjoyed listening. He says, I don't have any... I just can't believe what I'm reading here. He says, now I need your advice. I have a 2-year-old little boy. He's still counting? Good. And he lives with his mom. His mom, by the way, is not the girlfriend, you see. I don't have any child support payments, and I am not what you would call father of the year. He capitalizes father, but not year. See, father of the year, you would capitalize both. He says, I cheated on my son's... I cheated on my son's mom with the girl I am with now, and they can't stand each other. By the way, the mistake that you didn't count in that sentence because he didn't say it is how his son's mom found out he was cheating. Obviously, he wasn't even good at cheating. He says, I want to know what you think I should do about my current situation. See, he gets himself into deep, deep crap. Okay. He's a listener. He knows what I say on the radio. He ignores all my advice. Now he wants help. Yes, I want to know what you think I should do about my current situation and how to better my life in the future. He says there is a lot of detail that I don't have time to go over. It's probably working 4 jobs. But I'm sure I can feel you, feel you in sometime soon. He meant to say Phil, F-I-L-L, but he said feel, F-E-E-L. Or maybe he meant he wanted to fill me up sometime soon, I'm not sure. So this is run-on sentence of the year so far. That there is a lot of detail that I don't have time to go over, comma, but I'm sure I can feel you in sometime soon, comma, please let me know what you think, period. That's from Bobby. I mean, Bobby, you have shot yourself in the foot so many times. You're starting to, you're starting to walk around like the former Mrs. Paul McCartney. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, this is out of control. You got nothing but a stump. And what are you doing? I mean, it's hard for me not to just laugh my ass off at you because I give you all the tools you need not to get into these situations. I don't like to be in the business of fixing bad brake jobs. You know what I'm talking about? That was a sign I saw at a gas station one time. It said, we fix bad brake jobs. I don't want to be in that position. Yes. Oh, another sign I saw at a gas station once that was really great. I love the little signs, the little witticisms at the gas station, where they have a mechanic on duty, one of those few gas stations that still does. I came into one of these gas stations in a small town once, and it said, cash only. You may have an honest face, but we can't fit it in the cash register. That gas station owner was a poet. But, I mean, really, Bobby, I've given you all the advice you need. I've given you all the tools. And you have ignored me. You have ignored me. I mean, let's try to take your letter, deconstruct it, and take everything in chronological order. You knock up a chick and have a kid with her 2 years ago. Then you screw around on her with another chick and you let her find out about it. Okay. So you leave her and you move in with this chick. You're driving her car, you're making her car payments, you're paying most of the bills, and you would simply jump from one relationship to another. I mean, really, my first feeling when you ask me this question, Bobby, is that I shouldn't waste my time helping you. Because you essentially have decided to jump off a cliff. You have decided that your life has no meaning. You've decided that you're never going to amount to any more than the loser you currently are. And I don't really think you're motivated to change your life around. I don't. I don't need the details, Bobby. You don't need a girlfriend. You don't need a child. You don't need to be paying other people's bills. Why are you doing these things? You put yourself in this situation. You don't need a girlfriend. You don't need to be paying other people's bills, making other people's payments. Why do you have a child, you moron? Why? Why? You know how on the show all the time I say the dumb and the poor will take care of all the breeding, the rich and intelligent don't need to waste their time having kids to populate the earth because people like this will continue to do it for us. I mean, let's be honest. We're never going to run out of ditch diggers. We're never going to run out of fruit pickers. We're never going to run out of people who bag your groceries, shine your shoes. We're never going to run out of them. We're never going to run out of people who, are bricklayers. We're never going to run out of them because they become those things because they are stupid in many cases. They knock up their girlfriend in junior high or high school or, heaven forbid, college. And most of them don't even bother to go to college. They will take care of all the breeding. Unfortunately, there'll be more generations of stupid, poor people to follow. But at least the Earth's population will continue to turn over. There won't be any children living in my household, of course. I don't have a very kid-friendly household anyway. I've got 4 stories, all steps. I've got windows built in 1925 that come down to like 1.5 feet above the floor. I've got terraces that look down 3 stories. You can just fall right out. I would even recommend bringing your kid over to visit on a Sunday afternoon. Just don't do it. In fact, there has not been a baby or a child in my house in years. The youngest person who's been in my house in the last 10 years was 13. And no, that was not a date, you idiot. Somebody brought their son over to my house. Have I dated chicks who've been 13 in the last 5 or 6 years? Yes, I have. But I didn't date them when they were 13, you understand? They were 18, 19, 20. But bottom line here is I just feel stupid giving advice to somebody like this. I mean, do you think somebody like this can be saved? Do you think somebody like this is worth saving? Do you think it's worth even... You've already effed yourself. You have already flushed your life down the toilet. I mean, what am I supposed to do for you? What can I possibly do for you? You piss me off. You're making me angry. For Christ's sake, how many mistakes can you make in one lifetime? And you're not done. People like you, you're going to knock up your current girlfriend, too. Write this down. Jesus. Your father's got brains. But apparently it skipped a generation. You think I'm being too harsh on this guy?
1-800-5800.
All right, give us one more crack for the road here.
Let me pull my pants down.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
This is red.
Oh.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it all right. Bobby writes in, living with his girlfriend, pays most of the bills, sometimes makes her car payments, has a 2-year-old little boy with some other chick, cheated on that chick with the chick he currently lives with. His son's mother and his girlfriend can't stand each other. Now he wants to know what to do. I think I'm done fixing these situations. You know what? There's nothing you can do. You've screwed yourself. That's what you've done. That's what you've done, son. I mean, this is beyond belief. This is like too much. And I'm wondering if you think I'm just being too hard on this guy. What a dope. Brandon on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Tom?
How you doing?
Hey, I've never been better.
Really?
Never been better since I started listening to you, Tom.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, you ain't being too hard on him, Tom. He's just one of them man-childs that don't want to listen.
You know, thinks he knows more than I do, or he met a girl that would spread her legs for him, and so he'll do anything.
Yeah, well, obviously that didn't work for him the first 2 times.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is how he thinks.
Hey, I can tell you from experience, when I started listening to you, I was married. I kicked her to the curb. Hey, now I got more ass than a toilet seat.
Oh, I am proud of you.
So
I am proud of you.
I got more ass, and I got way more money, Tom.
And how did your ex deal with it when you told her the news?
Hey, she wasn't happy, but she ain't had much of a choice. I was the one making the money.
And how's she doing now? Have you heard anything about her?
Nope. Don't care either.
I love when they get dumped and hearing what happens to them. They very rarely end up in a better situation. Have you ever noticed that?
Hey, I've definitely noticed that because, hey, I got the money from the house. Hey, now I got my own place, and I just bought another place in Colorado.
How great is that? And you didn't get screwed in the divorce?
She tried to take all the money and all, but I kept the documentation of all the money she took.
Really? Good work.
Hey, I play it smart, Tom. I listen to you.
So now you don't need to be married, right? You're done.
Nah, I'm done being married. I'm 25, still in the Marines. Hey, women love the uniform.
Good for you. And you're one of the few Marines we've talked to who has resisted being married. Of course, you were married earlier in the Marines, and I'm sure all the boys are getting married or have been married or are married, or they've been cheated on by girlfriends and wives. It's sick, isn't it?
Hey, I see it happen, and I tell them to turn on the radio to listen to you.
Yeah. I'm trying to save all our boys in uniform because so many of them, unfortunately, as I have said to some of these guys, they're brave enough to face, Osama bin Laden and Iraq and Afghanistan and all that, but they can't face that little bitch at home.
I see it, Tom. I know where you're coming from.
You go to a cave to look for Osama bin Laden, but some of these guys wouldn't stand up to their girlfriends or their wives.
Some of them can be scary, but once they get rid of them, hey, they're a lot happier.
Absolutely. Some of these guys need a troop surge at their house.
Yeah.
All right, Brendan.
All right, Tom.
Thank you.
Hey, I'll keep listening. You keep putting it out there.
Please do. Thank you for the call. Now, there's a guy who's got it together. There's a guy who understands, for God's sake. I love hearing these stories about these chicks after they are given their walking papers. I love hearing where they go. I love hearing about them stamping their little feet. I'll bet there's women listening right now who got dumped and they were told that I was the reason. By the way, I've gotten emails from guys. In fact, one guy showed the evidence. I have talked to guys. The Tom Leykis show was named in divorce actions. Literally named in divorce actions. It was named as either as a reason for the breakup that caused the irreconcilable differences, or it was named as a condition of the divorce. The kids can't listen to the Tom Leykis show. I'm proud of all of those. Could be got under those broad skin. I just love it. But then I hear from guys like this Bobby who writes in and just, now I'm supposed to help him out. Now after he's effed himself. Now I'm supposed to help him. Some of you guys are beyond help. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's John on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, Father.
Hello, son.
Tom, I got a confession out of my girl.
What did she confess?
Okay. And anyways, I know she was probably messing around with this girl, and I told her if we tried 2 girls at a time, it would really turn me on if we were with another guy. Let me know, I want to know what you did. And I asked her if she had sex with this guy, and she said yes. So at the same time, I'm looking in her face, I'm looking at her eyes. I studied about NLP. I know when people lie, I see the direction of her eyes when she's retrieving memory from a visual. So I see it. And 2 hours later, she's like, and I'm acting very excited, as if I'm really excited about it. And 2 hours later, she denies the whole thing. She's like, no, I didn't do it. I was just saying it to turn you on.
Stop it.
Anyways.
But this is what happens when you get into a relationship with a slut.
You're right.
I mean, if you want to have threesomes, do it. But why fall in love with these chicks? Just have threesomes with them and be done with it.
You're absolutely right.
And why do you have to be living with these chicks or paying their bills? I don't get it.
No, I don't pay anybody's bill, Tom. I go by your rules.
All right, but the point is she a girlfriend?
She was for a while, just like an on and off thing, and then we got a little serious. But I mean,
why do you need to get serious with a slut like that?
Tom, you know what it is? The thing is that you know, I come from a conservative family, and for a while the fact that she had a dirty mind and all these things kind of turned me on.
That's great. So do dirty stuff with her. But why do you have to get into a serious relationship with a slut?
You're right. I don't want to.
Well, you should never do it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think I'm a fool for it. I think sometimes I get weak. I turn into a pussy. Well,
I don't understand why you would need to fall in love. I don't get it.
Like you say, may I say a name of a book?
Yes.
Sperm Wars?
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, great, man. Everything in there is true. I mean, these women are wicked.
But I've been telling you that.
And I see it. I mean, Tom, when I was 19, if I may say so, if I was 19, I was dating this girl in college, and then from then on, I never trusted anybody, because one night, and this happened a lot, but we're in college, and she's on the phone with me. She's like, I love you, this and that, and then and then, you know, I'm 19, I'm young, I'm stupid. I go in front of her house, and I try to see what she's doing, who she's going out with.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, I'm stupid. And I see her, I catch her in these lies, you know, and since then I never trusted anybody.
But the point is, who cares if they're seeing other people? Because you're seeing other people.
Yeah, you're right.
Who cares? I am done. I am done trying to figure out what other people are doing in their free time.
Yeah, you're right.
What do I care?
No, you're right. You know what? I don't care anymore.
Every day that chick is busy doing something else is a free day for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why are you worrying about this stuff? Because you're a boy.
Because you're right. And I'm too soft, I guess.
Oh, you are way too soft.
And I didn't have game until I was later in life.
How old are you now?
I'm a little bit over 30.
Yeah. Look at all that time you wasted. And money, too, probably.
No money. It's Tom Leykis rules all the way. She has her own apartment, but she just comes here sometimes. Never pay for anything for her.
Really? Never took her away for a weekend or anything like that?
I'm sorry?
You never took her away for a weekend or anything like that?
One time I took her on a vacation.
How about restaurants?
Restaurants, up till last month. It's funny you say so, because up to last month, everything was always 50-50. Then I turned into a nice guy, and then this is what happened to me.
Well, what do I always tell you, John?
I think she got bored.
But again, you've been a listener, and you thought you knew more than I did, right?
No, I know I don't know more than you do.
But you went ahead and did something that I would never do.
You're right. And I think she got bored after I was kind of being soft, and she got bored, and then she wanted some excitement.
Well, again,
I guess, right?
I don't. I'm not inside her head. I have no idea, but Jesus Christ. That's what I'm talking about. This guy's like the letter writer. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Dean, line 5 is ringing, and you're not picking up the phone in there, and I don't know why. Well, I don't see line 1. And I just see line 5 blinking. I'll just wait till he picks it up. Okay, good. Renee on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement?
Is what a question or a statement?
Hello. You said hello like it was a question. Hello?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if it was who I was talking to. I was talking to the phone guy.
Well, who do you think would say? Now, let me tell you what I just said. Let me repeat what I just said. I said, you're on the Tom Leykis show. Hello. Now.
Oh, well, the phone cut out.
So when somebody says you're on the Tom Leykis show, that means you're on the air. And who hosts this show?
Tom Leykis, I assume you.
And even when I'm on vacation, do we have fill-ins on this show? No, I run reruns.
Don't really know. I've never listened to you before.
Oh! So that would be a big red flag. You know, if somebody picked up the phone and said, you're on the Tom Leykis show, hello, that's kind of like a cue for you to start talking.
Oh, okay. Thank you. My question basically, or not so much a question, more is, I just don't understand how someone gets to a place in their life as you have where you feel like it's a good idea and that you can feel like you're living a respectable life when it makes you feel good to help ruin people's relationships. As you said, you were proud that you were helping to ruin relationships.
Yes, I don't think young men should. I don't think young men should be in relationships. I don't think young men should be in relationships.
What?
Young men should not be in relationships.
And why? What happened in your life that you think that it's bad for?
Because I was in relationships, and
relationship?
I learned the hard way. I was in relationships, and I saw what they do to young men.
And you think that, I mean, just because you had a lot of bad relationships, do you think that others?
Well, I'm not alone. I'm not alone because 45% of all marriages end in divorce. 45%. And that doesn't count all the people who stay married, but they're miserable.
Right.
On top,
more than half that do stay married. Right.
Just barely.
55%.
It's just barely by 5 percentage points.
Right.
That's it. And for years it was 50%.
Did you come from?
And by the way,
marriage?
in Southern,
were your parents divorced?
No.
Your parents are happily married?
My father died. And he died right after my parents' 40th wedding anniversary.
I'm sorry about that.
So
but that's a long time to be married.
It is, but they got married in a different era, not today. Today,
and what do you think
different.
is different about today?
Today, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. What's different about today? Today, women go to work, and when they do, they meet other guys, and when they do, they cheat. Women have cell phones, MySpace, email addresses, and they're up to no good frequently. On top of that, the divorce laws are such that if you get married, men get screwed. They
well,
get
then
screwed.
Maybe it's people get married too young, not the fact that they shouldn't.
No, they should. There is no benefit to getting married for a man.
And so you think men should never get married?
There's no benefit.
No benefit to sharing your life with someone?
No, you could share your life with someone without marrying them.
But isn't there, I mean, obviously you don't have a lot of religious beliefs. Isn't there something about standing in front of God and making something work, not because...
Nobody blue. I mean, come on, 45% of all marriages end in divorce after they take those wedding vows until death do us part, giving each other freely. And, come on, please.
Isn't that because people just don't try as hard anymore?
I don't care what the reason is. Then they shouldn't. Then they shouldn't get married. And by the way, for centuries, if you were Catholic, as many people are in this country, you couldn't get divorced.
Right. So
many people were married but miserable, or married but having sex with other people, or married and beating each other. Mm-hmm. So, believe me, there was no golden era way back in the good old days where everything was wonderful as opposed to today. That was not a better world.
I just think that people tried harder.
It's not that they tried harder. They were prisoners. They were prisoners. They were prisoners. That is not the reason. They were prisoners.
You think your father was a prisoner?
I don't know if he was, but many were.
Well, I know my father's, and my parents have also been married for 40 years.
Well, that's fantabulous, dear. That's just wonderful. But the fact is that there was a lot of domestic violence back then, and it was not even a crime back then. And also, by the way, marital rape was legal. It was perfectly legal to rape your wife.
How far back are you talking?
Marital rape has only been illegal since maybe the late 70s or the early 80s.
Okay, and you think that has... I don't understand where that...
What I'm telling you is... What do you mean where it came from?
Where it came from, why that... You kind of dodged the whole question is...
What question?
Why do you feel good about yourself in telling people... Like, you think you're saving
because
people
these guys,
from a life of abuse?
Because, yes, I'm saving these guys for a life of abuse, a life of having their bank accounts drained, a life of being told what to do and what not to do, what they can do, can't do, what friends they can't have, what sports they can watch on TV, when they have to stop, what chick flicks they have to go see, and it goes on and on. Whether they
or you could be in a relationship like I'm in where you make your own decisions and there's a TV in the other room.
The fact that if you may have the best relationship in the world, but you know what? Somebody also wins the lottery, too. It's just not that many people who do. Okay? The vast majority of people in relationships end up unhappy, especially men.
Okay. Well, what about women? I mean, you don't ever talk about women.
I do. I'm going to tell you, there are benefits to you being in a relationship or getting married because the man will end up paying for a lot of your bills. You won't have to work as hard.
Actually, I pay for more bills because I make more money.
Well, again, dear, that's your choice. But you could be in a relationship with a guy who takes on most of the responsibilities. This guy who wrote in makes most of the payments.
Yeah, well, he didn't sound like a very intelligent person.
Well, guess what? I don't think most people in this country are very intelligent. For Christ's sake, they elected that moron, George Bush.
Oh, okay, we don't need to get into that.
I just told you. I think George Bush is, by the way, George Bush is the perfect guy to be president of this moronic country. He is just like the idiots who live here.
Well, he does live here, but I don't know that calling everyone an idiot is the best way to help influence people when you have such a mass audience like you do.
Darling, I'm letting them know that they are idiots, so they have a prayer of changing.
But calling someone isn't, I mean...
calling
someone an idiot...
You know what? I don't need your advice. You know what? I've been doing this for a long time. I don't need your advice on how to do a radio show. I really don't. If you want to talk about the subject, I'm fine with that. But your critique of my radio show is not necessary and it's not relevant.
No, I'm not talking about your radio
I don't need you to tell me how to talk to people.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yes, you are.
Not really, no.
You said you don't want me calling people idiots. I've been calling people idiots my whole life. I'm not going to stop now because you said so.
Okay. The other thing I was actually going to ask you too quick is when you were saying earlier that basically saying that people that do manual labor are poor and stupid.
In many cases, they simply knocked up their girlfriend in high school or junior high or whatever, and now they're stuck doing manual labor. Sure. That or they have low IQs. How many Rhodes Scholars are out there laying bricks?
But don't you think it's an admirable job?
Well, I think
in some ways.
I'm glad. I would rather see someone with a low IQ laying bricks than going to the welfare office. I think that part is good. But the truth, you see, it's politically incorrect to tell the truth. And that person who is 37 years old that's getting your groceries is a loser.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well, it's a fact. Because who would want to do that job?
I don't know. Maybe some people have
it's very fulfilling.
Find happiness in the small things in life.
Boop, 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 boop. Paper or plastic. Thank you very much. Boop, 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 boop. You have your club card. Boop, 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 boop. That's very fulfilling work. By the way, we did a show about this. Jobs where you can tell that the guy knocked up his girlfriend and that's why he's stuck doing the job. You know, another job. You ever go into a concert and there's a parking lot outside and there's a guy standing there with 2 orange sticks waving you into the lot? That guy knocked up his girlfriend in high school. He did.
Okay, well, that could be part of it.
I guarantee you he does not have a degree. I guarantee you he does not have a degree from USC. I guarantee it.
Don't you think some of these guys that you're telling should not be in, or all these guys you're telling should not be in relationships? Don't you think 5 years down the road when they're 30 and they say, well, damn, I ruined a really good relationship because Tom Leykis told me to. Don't you think that they're
not ruining really good relationships, but they are not ruining really good relationships. They are with demanding bitches, and when they get out, they are free, and they call up to thank me.
And then in 5 years, don't you think they'll feel empty because all they're doing is...
No, they'll feel like me, liberated.
Having sex with a bunch of random women is liberating?
Are you kidding? And not only that, but I have flat screens in every room of the house. I've got sports on whenever I want. I got a kegerator at home. I got a kegerator. What woman would like one of those? Well, again.
And I'm a woman.
How many women like having a kegerator in the house? How many?
I don't know, but you have to understand something.
How many? How many? I have the male wet dream. I have it. I live it. You come to my Super Bowl party, and it's all guys. And when you come, it's the kegerator filled with a double lager or something like that. And it's the 61-inch plasma screen on my living room wall where women don't want flat screens or big TVs or anything like that. I got a 61-incher in my living room, and I have a 108-inch screen. It's a drop-down screen in my bedroom. It's a 9-foot screen. All things that women hate. Now, I'm sure you're the exception to the rule. That's fantastic. But the bottom line is most women hate this stuff. And I have all of it. And I meet all the beaten dogs when I go to bowling alleys or I go to Hooters or I go to the ESPN zone. And there are these sad sacks sitting there. They're just sad sacks. I have been with guys who sit there and make jokes about the chicken breast sandwich at Hooters. Ooh. Can I get a breast? Can I get a couple of breasts? You know, come on.
Well, yes, there are a lot of retarded men out there.
No, but it's not that they're retarded men. This is as close as these guys get to sex. That's why they go out to Hooters and make, rude remarks to the waitresses. Because they got a wife sitting at home who's like King Kong, who's always telling them what to do.
Or maybe they're lonely because they broke up with their girlfriend. Because
I talk to these guys. By the way, ever since I split up with the last one, I'm home all the time. Now, I used to be gone all the time. Now I'm home all the time, and I love it.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, how you doing there?
All right, Matt.
Oh, yeah, how you doing?
It's second time now I'm all right, and you have the radio on, and that's why you keep repeating yourself.
Well, can you hear? Am I on the radio now?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you turn off the radio, I'll tell you.
Okay. I'm on the radio.
Yes.
All right.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Hollywood, the Tom Leykis Show, and 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here comes June on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Hello. Okay. We'll just sit here and wait. June apparently with better things to do than talk to me. We'll sit here and wait for her to show up. Yeah. All right, June. All right, June, pencils down. Are you ready? I guess she's gone. Thank you, dear. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Cindy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Good. Okay, well, while I was sitting on hold, I actually had some time to think. I don't agree with you, but I do agree with you in a way. I don't agree with you in the fact that you have to say that women, are out to get men. We're going to drain your account, and we don't, like the things that guys like, which is not true because...
Oh, it's not true.
It's no. You know what? Because when I was dating in high school, okay, I got screwed over like 3 times. I have never cheated on, a boyfriend.
This is not the Cindy Show. You know what? You may be the exception to the rule. So what?
Yeah,
we are broadcasting to a broad audience of broads. And the bottom line here is even if you're not like that, that doesn't mean the preponderance of women aren't.
Well, in my opinion, I really think that you're right in the fact that young men shouldn't be dating because I think that young men...
No, I didn't say young men shouldn't be dating because dating equals porking. Young men should not be in relationships and they should not get married.
Well, because they're not mature enough, of course.
No, not just that. That's not the reason. The reason is because there are no benefits for them to be in a relationship. There are no benefits.
So, no benefits?
No.
So sleeping around is okay for a guy to do.
Sure it is.
Okay, but women are what, sluts when we sleep around? But it's okay for guys.
I don't really care, dear. I don't. You know what? If you're a slut, I think it's fantastic because I have a chance to have sex with you. I don't have a problem with you being a slut. Pull your pants off. Let's go.
Oh, but it's not okay for women to do that.
I didn't say that. I said it's great for women to do it. When I meet you, I want you to be a slut, so you'll give it up to me.
Okay, but then you're also saying that women, when we're dating guys, we're making you guys pay for everything.
Yeah, most of you are, especially if you're halfway attractive.
Oh, that is so not true.
Oh, yeah. How many women have you dated?
How many? Well, obviously none.
Obviously, well, then that's my point. You don't know what women do.
Well, I'm a woman, so I know what I do.
No, you know what you do, but you don't know what the other women do, and you're too much of a moron to understand that. But thank you anyway.
The Tom Leykis Show.